higher rate of returns than we saw last year overall. The Prater's going to go short to force the return. It'll be Corum, the rookie out of Michigan. And he'll get past the 30 and break free into Arizona territory. An excellent start for Los Angeles and the best return of the very young career of Corum. 41 yards. Blitz coming. Arizona brings it. Stafford gets rid of it. Low throw. And it is ruled a catch for Demarcus Robinson and a first down.
I like this call. Getting aggressive early on the road.
Quick pass like we saw a lot of last week. Cooper Kupp trying to navigate to the line to gain. He reached and lunged, and Budda Baker, who just flipped himself up off the ground, was there for a stop. On cue, Connor into Rams territory down to the 44.
They have no business being 2nd and 4 right now, but he gets them a positive first down play.
And sets it up for another Connor run for a first down. Just 4 wins each of the last 2 years. Obviously, Murray was hurt for the first half last season. Back to throw, launches, end zone, Harrison! Caught! First NFL touchdown for Marvin Harrison Jr. An impressive grab. We'll see if it stands. Kupp was in motion. Stafford was looking at him. Time ran out, and Dennis Gardeck, who led the Cardinals in sacks a year ago, has his first of the season this year, and it's 4th down. Fake to Connor. Murray on the rollout. Looking deep for Harrison! Marvin Harrison Jr. to the end zone! Touchdown again! Like the Cardinals loading the line. They'll bring 4. Stafford misses a man downfield. Now throws underneath to the sticks. Baker was right there in front of Kupp. And it's incomplete, and it's 4th down. They'll bring an extra man. Murray's looking for Harrison. Oh, man! What a catch in front of Tre'Davious White.
And make his, 5'10" stature matter.
Here comes the rush on Murray. He's able to get away. Right in front of Byron Young. He's going to launch it. Harrison's free!
You got to be kidding me. They don't want to step in the briar patch. They don't want to get involved right here in the box and go lay some leather on people.
Especially when it's somebody like Connor who gets the fake. Murray steps up and delivers to McBride. And he's just shy of the line to gain. Good job by Trey McBride. So now you get yourself into an easy 2nd and short, and it's a first down for Connor again. That'll take us to the end of the opening period.
Marvin Harrison Jr. around. Now they got him in the slot.
Murray's looking for him. Pressure coming. Got away from Verse. Still on the move. Still on his feet. Throws to the end zone. It is caught by Elijah Higgins for the touchdown. Magic from Murray.
And he'll cut you off to that ball carrier.
Wide receiver blocking so important. Kyzir White almost got to Stafford, who buys time, launches for Robinson, who makes a catch downfield to save his quarterback. Forget it. DeMarcus is down there somewhere. 36-year-old in his 16th year out of Georgia. Handoff for Williams, trying to get going. His best run. Nearly lost it as Kyzir White tried to strip that ball, and then Williams was able to hold on as he gets close to the sticks.
It makes their life living hell, man. You got to get that run game going and let them fire off the ball.
Stafford. Time running out. Down he goes. Zaven Collins on top of Stafford to bring up 4th down. McClendon making his first NFL start at left tackle after he just made his first NFL start last week. Joshua Carty, the rookie out of Stanford's now 3 for 3 on field goals in the NFL. 2-time All-American.
See, they've changed up their defensive structure here.
Yep. You expected it. They did it. Now Murray's going to try to throw against it and connects with Wilson for a big gain.
Hey, we're gonna go nail you with James Conner.
Now Murray twisting one way or another, and there goes Murray, who will smartly slide shy of the line to gain.
But to take advantage of this situation, just get yourself in field goal range, give Prater an opportunity for the completion.
He's got a big leg, as we know. Here comes Murray, and he's going to do just that. So now this is going to be about a 49, 50-yard field goal, which is well within the range of Matt Prater, with his longest field goal attempt of the first couple of weeks. And as he has so many times before, he bangs it through. Stafford wanted to go downfield. Gardeck puts him down for his second sack of the day.
Keep him in the pocket.
They'll bring an extra body. That pocket collapsed hard. You called it, Mark. Boy, do they need that. Kobe Turner comes away with his first sack of the year after he had 9 a year ago to tie Aaron Donald's Rams rookie record.
A little bit out of position, having to collect Cooper Kupp across the field.
Kupp in motion again. Good job to come back to the ball by Colby Parkinson. He started on the out route, saw Stafford, came back to the middle of the field to some space to get the first down.
To number 9.
Good job by Williams to pick up the safety, and that allows Stafford to deliver to Tutu Atwell on the sideline, and he rolls out of bounds to stop the clock with 58 seconds.
Double trouble inside, 2 backers.
Double A gap blitz, here it comes. Stafford sidearm sling to Kupp. What a throw and catch, and what a run for Kupp to get into the red zone.
They had him in there blocking a couple plays ago.
One of the toughest receivers in the league. Trying to step up for Stafford, who steps up and finds Tyler Johnson for a first down. And he works inside the 5.
Earn the timeout.
You got 2 timeouts left, and they'll use one here. 3rd and goal. Stafford, Williams. What a hit by Budda Baker. Rams have to call their last timeout to hit the field goal, but Budda Baker just saved the touchdown. Stafford rolling the dice, throwing end zone. The half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So if it's pass interference or holding, it would still be an untimed down, so the Rams would get another shot at it. We'll see what the call is here.
Basically 4 out strong. And then Kupp.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So no penalty. More touchdowns than incompletions in the first half for Murray. Picks up right where he left off. He's 11 of 13 as he finds McBride. KP caught up with Jonathan Gannon moments ago. What did we tell you? There was a very concerted effort, and all parties knew walking into the building today as the Cardinals get a first down from Conner
To do it.
A classic running scheme typically for Arkansas football over the years. Here's Murray climbing the pocket, getting away, and he's got some space. Ooh, nearly took a huge hit from Cam Curl, ducked down to the 32-yard line.
He can't call the wrong play. Kyler makes him right, even when the play's not there.
There's Conner. He's got a alley, and he's got a spin down to the 5 as Curl brought him down.
You know, off the line of scrimmage, it's an alley-oop.
Handoff. Conner steps home, high stepping for the touchdown.
The play before.
1 for 7 on 3rd down. Stafford on the rollout. He's trying to get it on the run, and he cannot get there. Chris Barnes beats him to the punch. Saw the 3 touchdowns between Higgins and Harrison so far today. Slant, Wilson, first down. Stopping, throwing, McBride up top, hold on! What a catch by Trey McBride in between Roseboom and Lake. Elevates for 21 yards. You're going to have to get some takeaways from your defense. Here is Dortch. Good job to get to the ball. Nobody has hit more 50-yard field goals in NFL history. Matt Prater will try to add on another one from 57. The longest attempt of his season is a very familiar sight. 3 down linemen, 2 backers on the perimeter here. Stafford rifles it downfield, and he finds Tutu Atwell at 5'9". He elevated every inch he could to grab that one.
Going upstairs in those casitas for that catch.
Now Whittington. He's got plenty of space, and good job of blocking downfield by DeMarcus Robinson, beg your pardon. 15 was right in front of Whittington. Yet to appear in an NFL game. Jimmy Garoppolo was signed as the backup. He returns from suspension next week. Screen pass into the flat. It is Williams, and Baker comes flying in for another tackle just shy of the line to gain.
They thought the halfback was going to stay in.
4th and 1, they go for it, and Williams keeps the drive going.
To light a fire in the desert.
There's Williams, navigates his way to the end zone and floats home. Good job by Parkinson on the block, and the Rams have their first touchdown of the day.
Regardless, he's in the second year with this system, with this offensive coordinator. He's had a healthy offseason and another healthy game to Trey McBride. Like the Noche de UFC.
That was a wild one last night. James Conner doing James Conner things. Cosmic
Just plays with such a passion, man. He refuses to go down.
Fake it to Conner. Murray on the run. The block from Higgins, and a first down. 1st and goal for Arizona.
Golly. And let Marvin Harrison Jr. make you right.
Will Hernandez. Oh, there's a fumble into the end zone. It is grabbed by McBride. And he's in. Let's see where that fumble was picked up. It's going to be ruled a touchdown.
They're going to have to figure out who Matthew Stafford can count on as this season wears on.
Williams slips a tackle out of the backfield and makes it 2nd and short. You're just joining, but who knows how long Kupp is going to be out, if at all. You know, Cooper Kupp does not want to stay out of the lineup at all if he can help it. Stafford loses it. Cardinals got it. It is scooped up by L.J. Collier. And Dennis Gardeck has made his presence felt all game for this Arizona defense. So history abound.
Deep dive, baby. I love it.
Going deep into it. That's what happens when it's 41-10. There's a big run for Emari DeMercado. 5 of their first 6 against playoff teams from a season ago. There's a fumble on the exchange, and it is scooped up.
Big boy.
There is a big man in Braden Fisk, rookie out of Florida State, the 2nd round pick.
Well, everything bounced Kyler's way today. He was efficient. He was electric, dynamic. I mean, this is his chance. He's really got to step up and stake his claim and own this thing. We mentioned it from the top. I think he did it today. That's one good example for wide receivers, too.